Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm trying out something new with filming and like backdrops, so I hope that you guys don't mind the change up. We're back today with a really fun little experiment and a yarn haul because Hobie ever so kindly gifted me two massive bags. Now I believe that they have just recently launched about 3 or 4 new lines or fibers of yarn. So I'm gonna open up these bags, show you guys literally every colorway that I selected, and hopefully I can kind of test these out and make a really fun project with them. So yeah, welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Erin. I love to do all things fiber art related. I love doing yarn hauls and I know that you guys enjoy them as well. I just really enjoy being able to showcase new fibers that are recently released out and on the market, and hopefully inspire you guys to kind of test the waters, test out new fibers yourselves, and make new projects. So I'm stalling. Let's just go ahead and cut into the bags. Little showcase inside the bag. Can you guys see those colors? I'm gonna dump everything out and go over them one by one. So the very first fiber that I have to show you guys is Hobie's brand new Pearly Haze. I really fell in love with the kind of like soft mermaid color selection that they had online, but these have to be some of the most stunning fiber I've ever laid my eye on. As you can see, they really do catch in the sunlight. There's such a gorgeous shine or sheen to them, and I think that they're going to be perfect for spring and for summer. I'm going to go ahead and start off with more of the pinky and purple selection, and look at this. This is so stunning. I really love the way that the light is catching this. As you can see, it does have somewhat of like a pearlescent type of coloring or shine to it, but the colors themselves are very, I would say, soft. I wouldn't want to say muted by any means, but there is a good amount of pastel vibes going on. Let's go ahead and give you guys a quick little close-up glance of her. Again, this is Pearly Haze, and as you can see, she does have a very gorgeous and lightweight chainette construction. Let's go ahead and pull up a little finger swatch so you guys can get an idea of how this is going to look. Now this is labeled as a number 4 worsted weight yarn, but as you can see here, because it does have this chainette construction, it does tend to kind of collapse and condense in on itself, which I love. I'm a big fan of chainette construction fibers just because they play such a crucial role in being very breathable and lightweight. So this is gonna be a really, really great option for spring and the summer months. But as I mentioned, Pearly Haze is a 73% viscose and 27% wool composition. There's a good amount of fuzz, which allows it to be extremely buttery soft. This feels so amazing on the hands. I don't think anybody's gonna have any issues when it comes to allergies or itching or just any type of uncomfortable wear. I'm also going to be leaving all of the color information here on screen, so if you guys are interested, you know exactly which ball of yarn to purchase or check out. But this is the first colorway. Really gorgeous, just like a light baby pink. It's kind of right in the middle, not too cool toned and not too warm. It's very nice neutral pink. Moving up, we have more of a light pastel purpley lilac shading. So this is what she looks like. I'll also hold up the pink for a little bit of color comparison. Again, very pastel and light, but it definitely packs a punch. Like if you guys are gonna wear this out, you're gonna be shining in the sun. I freaking love these already. Next up, we have more of this like deep cherry or plummy type of colorway. So as you can see, that color payoff is super deep. It's very pigmented, but again, with the light catching, it almost kind of picks it up and makes it look a little bit brighter. So here are kind of the pink and purple colorways all in comparison. Moving on, we have more of the blue colorway selection. So this is what they look like. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. This is the first colorway that I picked out for the blues. Very light aqua shading, almost kind of comes off like a minty teal or minty blue colorway, kind of like a robin's egg blue. Next up, we have that really gorgeous medium teal color. And then last up for the blue colorways, I picked out more of this kind of like a silverish blue coloring. To me, this is kind of in between like gunmetal and like a dusty blue. Next up, we have more of the green-based colorways. So these are the two that I picked out. To me, this isn't quite a pastel green by any means, but I did like just how vibrant and pigmented this colorway was. And then next up, I have more of this foresty, mossy, dark green coloring. So this is the second color option. I feel like a lot of these colors would mesh and mix very, very well with another. Like if you guys just wanted to kind of mix up the greens and the blues, look how well they really play off of each other. And then last but not least, I have more of the earthy tones and a charcoal coloring. So let's hold these last few up for comparison. And y'all, if you guys are neutral babies, neutral lovers, highly, highly recommend these. Like look at how these are gonna look on my skin. So this is the first colorway. Definitely screaming like pearl, like a legit pearl. Look at this color. It's a very, very light, creamy beige. And then next up, I have a little bit more of a mocha or caramel type of coloring. So this is what this bad boy looks like. In the sunlight, it almost looks a little bit bronzy, but you can see that it is a little bit darker in its coloring. So again, if you guys want to mix and match some of these colors up, look at these, like a toffee shade and a creamer shade. And then last but not least, I have more of this charcoal coloring. So this is what she looks like. I think this is the darkest shade or coloring that they offered. As for the other fibers that I picked out, they also recently launched a bunch of new colorways with their Bingo line. Now I believe the Bingo comes in a DK weight and also a chunky weight. I'm not 100% sure, but of course I'm going to be leaving the info here on screen and down below in the description so you guys can click on any of the links and check them out yourselves. Now, as I'm looking at this new Bingo line, this is labeled as a #2 fine weighted yarn. I think that this was labeled as a DK on their website, but I could be wrong. Anyways, this is their new line. As I mentioned, this is the Bingo, and these are all 100% acrylic fibers. They are also very affordably priced. So if you guys are in the market for buying a ton of bulk solid color fiber yarn, I would highly recommend them. This is a very, very touchably soft acrylic. Now in person, I'm not sure if you guys are able to tell, but I did pick out 2 different color shades. This first one right here is a little bit more cool toned. It's kind of just a very, very light, kind of greige, gray, tannish shading. And then the second colorway that I picked out is more of a light tan shade. So I hope that you guys are able to see that. And then the very last fiber that I wanted to showcase to you guys, which is also new on their website, is the Hobie Honey Bunny Shine. Now this is what she looks like up close. And the interesting thing about this fiber is that they took kind of like a standard polyester chenille type of fiber, but then they added in just this little bit of speckling. Can you guys see some of that like metallic shine? Now this is labeled as 100% polyester, so that leads me to believe that the little bit of metallic threading or speckling is also polyester. So those are all of the new yarns that I have to showcase you guys from Hobie. I'm gonna take a few days, think about a project that I would like to make with all of these. Yeah, let's try to figure out something really fun to make. I've just started my new project, my new little whip, using, of course, the Pearly Haze. I've decided to go with more of like a romantic colorway vibe. So I'm starting this project in like the hopes and the idea that I could make some type of granny square dress. Now, after already like starting this project, I don't want to switch colors, you know, like every 2 rows and end up with like a million ends. So I'm thinking that I want to make kind of like a granny square dress, but I want to make it like one gigantic granny square. I'm hoping that I can just make 2 gigantic squares or maybe like triangles and then sew them together somehow to make a dress. And because it has like that chain construction, it's not too stiff. There is a little bit of draping with this. I think the recommended hook size is actually a 6.0, but I don't want it to be like super gappy and holey. So I'm just going with a standard 5.5 for today, just kind of messing around with the pattern a little bit. right, I'm back. I've spent about the last day or so working with the new Pearly Haze, and this is what my little whip is looking like at the moment. As you guys have seen, I'm kind of just putting together somewhat of a granny square dress. I'm still kind of like trying to figure out how I'm gonna assemble it because I don't necessarily want, you know, I don't know how to do it yet, but I still have to make the second panel. So at the moment, I just wanted to let you guys know my thoughts on this fiber, on this new yarn. I am over the moon with it. I'm very heavily impressed with it. It feels so insanely creamy and silky smooth. I haven't had any finger burn, any pain using it. And something else I did want to note with this is because it has that chainette construction, it's intensely strong. Every time I attach on a new color and like tie or pull really tight on the yarn, there hasn't been any snapping, any breakage. It's an extremely tough fiber, as in very durable, and you know, it's not going to fray on you or anything. So I'm really impressed with it. And at the moment, these are what my little colors kind of look like when they mesh together. This is what my granny square is looking like, and I can't believe I got all of this done. I would have to say with about 5 or so hours working on this. So I'm getting a little bit faster. Let's put together the second panel. Hopefully you guys will see by the end of this video how my project is coming out.